Hello everybody, it's Peter here from AJS, also representing our sister company in New Zealand, G&A Warburtons. And once again, we're taking you into a jeweller's workshop somewhere in Australasia. And this week we're heading across to Western Australia, to the sunny town of Geraldton, and to the even sunnier Penny Layton. Welcome, Penny.
Hi Peter, hi everybody. Welcome to my studio, and yeah, it is a lovely sunny day in Geraldton today. There's even no wind, very rare.
Oh, there you go. It's a good day in Geraldton then.
It is.
Yeah, Penny, great to see you back on board. And today we're going to be discussing stamping. So would you like to give us a little idea of what we're going to be in for?
Yep. So yeah, today I thought maybe I'd just talk a little bit about stamping. It's not a difficult process to do, but it is definitely something that can pimp up your work, and I think it's quite a popular technique at the moment, stamping wording names either on bracelets, cuffs, or little discs that you might wear as a pendant. And it is one of those worlds that once you start entering, it's like a vortex of just endless stamps and pictures and things that you can add and do, and I guess, you know, just like everything else in the jewelry world, you're only held back by your own imagination, and this will open up hopefully a great big avenue of different things that people can do to their pieces, whether that be in a simple manner or make it more elaborate. I've always erred on the simpler side. I haven't really entered into the elaborate side very much yet because I'm scared of the vortex and being sucked in. So yeah, I thought today that I would just talk about how to stamp. Like I say, it's not a difficult process, but there are just a couple of little things that we need to do to make sure that we get the best results when we are stamping into our metal.
So Penny, do you have an example of a finished product that we might be aiming towards?
I thought of that last night late, but I did not have an example. I've only got what I did have was an example of something that I didn't do very well, and I found a tool to make it do better. If I can find that piece here as well. I can't even see that piece here now. No, basically though, if you can just imagine stamping into or onto a piece of metal, whether that be a verse, a word, a name, quite popular pieces to have some rings with maybe your children's names on them. And then there's other ways that you can use the stamping around cabochons or stones, where you actually create a bigger design around that stone on a pendant, on a ring. So not all the stamps are just pictures. Some of the stamps are either images that you build upon, like a Mandela type scenario, so that you can create something really quite big out of it.
Yeah. Well, all will be revealed in a moment, and I'll invite our viewers, if they've got any comments or questions along the way, please provide them in the chat, and we'll get those and we'll answer them for you. Perfect. So, Penny, if you'd like to change the angle of your camera, and that's perfect. We've got the plate there.
Yep, plate. So some of the tools that you will need to do some stamping is a steel block. This is my steel block that I use in all of my jewelry making, and I've just got like a piece of rubber that I sit my steel block on, but you might want to attach some rubber feet onto the bottom of your block. It's just so that it keeps it steady and stable, and also makes sure that then, you know, some of the noise or the impact, and so that it doesn't bounce around, having it on something or having the little feet on it. A really hefty hammer. There's loads of other hammers out there specifically made for stamping. This is just a really nice heavy hammer that I got, I think probably from an auto shop. This has got like a brass head on it. Most of the stamping hammers do have brass heads on them. Some of the other really neat little hammers that I've seen for stamping, created just for stamping, have really lovely ergonomical handles that also help because it's all about a single blow. We don't want to be tapping lots of times or taking our stamp out and trying to pop back into one place. So you need something that's got some good weight behind it so that we can really hit the metal in one blow and in one decent hit. And then the stamps themselves come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. There's loads of companies out there that make stamps, and like I say, you'll just get sucked into the world of stamping because there's just so many different things to choose from. I'm a bit of a beach girl, oceany sort of theme, so a lot of my stamps are associated to that. So like I've got a little lighthouse and I've got starfish and seahorses and things like that. But then I stray off that sometimes, and I've got like a pineapple and like a skull and bones. And then you can do simple things like stars, moons, you know, it depends on what it is, how you want to stamp and what kind of image that you want to leave. So you can stamp on any sort of metal. Your metal does need to be annealed though before you do any stamping so that you can get the best result. There's also little tools that you can buy to hold the stamps to make it a little bit easier so that you're not having to hold the piece in your fingers. But the contraptions, you've got to make sure that you buy one that the stamp fits through. So these square stamps won't fit through my piece, but I do have these little round ones, and that fits into this. We'll just wind it out, pop it in, do it up tight, and now I have a better handle to hold my stamp in place. Yeah, like we say all the time, I think in jewelry making there are so many gadgets and tools out there that you can use, and it's really you know, up to you, I guess, to try and find what's going to work for you, what works best for you. Lettering, of course, again, there's loads and loads of different lettering stamps in tons of different fonts. So I've just stuck with really simple standard style. I haven't gone too fancy. I don't do a lot of stamping, but I do like to play with it. So and then some other tools that can help you, especially when it comes to lining up your letters or your pictures and everything. You can grab these little stickers that have got lots of impressions and dashes and lines and everything that do help for you to line up your lettering to make sure it's all nice and evenly spaced, or the pictures that you're going to stamp. Some of the a little ruler one there that you can lay out so that you can line your piece up as well. Some of them are clear see-through ones that stick onto the metal, and you just stamp straight over the top of that so that you can make sure that you're getting all of that. So like sort of if you're doing like your Mandela type scenario. So today I thought what I would start with is just some annealed copper, and just do a couple of really quick stamps, and then I've got another little gadget to help you if you're doing bracelets, cuffs, rings. Aluminium you can buy as well. You can also buy pre-cut rounds, different shapes, all sorts of stuff. Otherwise, if you're working still in silver, then you can cut your own length, your own blank, whatever works for you. So earlier today I annealed some copper. Just in case you're not familiar with the process of annealing, it's just we're heating up the metal so that it's soft, so it's malleable, so that we can get a good impression with our stamp. We anneal metal all the time, whether we're stamping, whether we're making rings or any other jewelry. It's just so that we can make the metal malleable. Masking tape is also another handy piece of kit when we're doing our stamping. So that my piece isn't going to move around, I'm just going to tape it onto the steel block. And sometimes I'll, depends on the size of the piece that I'm using, that I'm stamping, I might just quickly make myself some double-sided tape by just rolling the masking tape like so, and I might pop it down and then pop my piece on top of it, and it's not going to move anywhere. Today, with this big piece of copper, I've just simply taped it to my steel block. Let me see if I can choose something fairly simple so that everyone can see it. So if I just go for a little star, you want to make sure that you're holding the stamp as perpendicular as you can. You want to try and make sure that you keep your fingers, everything out of the way. Just going to take the heavy brass hammer and take one decent blow to the stamp. And I may even take another blow just in case. Then if I just lift that up, it might be a bit tricky to see on the camera, but I'll try my best. You're going to have to guide me, Pete, to let me know.
No worries. Yeah, just bring it in a bit closer would be great. We
Closer.
can see a star there. Yeah.
Star. Yep. So that's a little star. So I got a pretty even impression there, so I'm pretty happy with that. The simple stamps like that, just one or two blows is all that you need. Some of the bigger, more elaborate stamps that are maybe I've got like a little owl, or I've got something that's got lots of details to the stamp. You can hold the stamp in place, do one heavy blow, and then you can just gently rotate the stamp as you blow against the stamp. So if I take one, and then I may just want to make sure that I get a decent imprint. So that's my pineapple. I don't know if you can see the pineapple there.
We can. Perfect.
Yep. So my number one tip, and really important, that we do not, if we pop the stamp down and take one blow and then think, I think I did it hard enough. Should I have a look? Lift it up, and I've just kind of missed the very top of my star. If I try to line this back up again, the chances of you being able to line that up in the same place are probably next to none, and you can end up with a double image. So it's really important that you keep the stamp very flush to the metal. Take that one blow, perhaps a second blow should you feel like you may not have got a good impression, and then remove the stamp. So when I'm showing people how to stamp, I also say practice on some copper. Copper is a less expensive metal material, so that you can find out how hard you need to hit the metal to get that good impression. You may even want to practice whatever pattern it is that you're going to line up, or the wording that you're going to line up, before you go putting it onto your actual finished piece. So I think another hot tip that I'll give you for your lettering is to make sure that you get it all out and in order, laying it in front of your piece or just off to your non-dominant hand. Your hammer is going to be in, I'm right-handed, so my hammer is going to be in my right hand. So I would take out all my letters in the right order, spelled out correctly, just off to my left, so that it's all lined up. And then all I need to do is pick up that one piece, hit it, put it back down from where I got it from, pick up the second one, hit it, put it back down, so that I'm following the lettering, and I'm not having to worrying about, what order everything needs to be in.
Penny, is there a tip for if you're spelling a word like a person's name, and you want to get the spacing correct between the letters? Is there a tip for that?
I use masking tape a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I may pop out my masking tape, use my ruler and measure out on there. But these little stickers are the best thing that I can recommend. So if I take one of these guys off here, see if you can see that.
Yeah, we can. It's a ruler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's like a little ruler. It's sticky though, so I can stick that onto my steel plate, like so. Then if I use my little piece, I've got a little piece of sterling silver there. Just for the ruler. I want to find the middle of the piece that I'm working on. So this is just under 9 centimeters. So I'm just going to measure 4.5 so that I know where my middle is. And then I'm going to align the middle of my metal with the middle of my little ruler right there. Then I would take some more tape and tape that down into place so that it's held in place. and then the letters. And I think I've probably done this upside down. Now, my sort of letters I've had for quite some time, and what is natty about some of the stamps is the picture. I'm not sure if you can see that. The picture of whatever it is I'm stamping should be facing me while I'm on the metal to stamp.
Okay.
That way I know it's the right way up. My letters, however, are just, they don't have any markings on them or anything.
Ooh.
So what I've done is I've put some liquid paper so that I know that that liquid paper needs to be facing up. So when I pick the stamp up, I just lift it facing me, and now the letter is the right way round when I go to stamp it, because that's another really frustrating thing if you actually
great trick.
stamp your letter the wrong way. But that's because mine don't have anything on the surface. I think most of the stamps have something on the surface so you can tell which way. I've just turned that around. So now I've got all these little lines and dashes on the piece of paper. So I'm just going to line up. You would also write on here. I've just picked up a random letter. You'd also write on here whatever I'll just put my name, but that's probably not what I'm going to stamp. You would write that in here so I know where I need to stamp. Depends on the size of your stamps. Maybe you need a bigger gap. Depends on the size of your stamps. I've just to pick the K out of my stamping. It's not a P. And you'll bring the stamp right down flush. Lining up. Then I know that I need to just move that same amount of gap. That would then, using these markings on these little stickers makes it easier for you to know exactly how far apart, how close you need to do it. So that, that way you can keep your letters straight. And the round ones are the same in here. So the round ones have all the little lines and dashes as well. So you follow those around so that you've got your same spacing.
Oh, okay.
Does that answer your question, Pete?
It does indeed. Yeah, thank you. So
this little gadget is a really handy tool to use for doing cuffs, rings. You're a bit limited by the size of the stamp that you can use and where the metal can go in, but it helps to hold it in place. It's also got, get it off because they're really strong magnets. There's little magnets on the back.
Okay.
So I can even pop it onto my steel block. It comes with a magnet as well. So I can stamp it onto there. There's a little rubber base that comes with it as well, so I can rest that on there to take the impact noise and any vibrations. But you just slide the piece in. Again, you'd have like where your middle mark is. There's all little marks along here. Slide that in, line it all up. These are much smaller stamps and they can fit straight in on top of the metal. For the larger ones, you're stamping out on the little round bit here.
Okay.
So yeah, just another way of holding your piece and making sure that everything's lined up and everything.
Would sort of guarantee everything gets square, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. And then to make your stamp shine and show up nice and bright for everyone to see, there's a couple of things you can buy. This is like an enamel paint or marker, so it's an actual marker. And you would just, because the stamps are quite difficult to see without any kind of either enamel paint, or you can use your liver of sulfur as well. So you would just make sure that you get into all the little grooves that you've just stamped, cover it all up. With the enamel, you need to leave it for 2 or 3 minutes. Then you would just dab, and then you just wipe, and anywhere that there's an impression from the stamp, the enamel stays, and the surface, the enamel wipes off. So then you end up with a nice clear picture of your stamp. And I use the gel, the Libra Sulfur gel, in all of my jewelry making. Same sort of deal. There's lots of ways to use this stuff. I like to just use a little paintbrush and I just dab it in. And then you want to paint over it, make sure that it gets right into your impression. Less is more with this. Then just leave it to darken, to oxidize. You can use some bicarbonate soda to rub off the excess, and then use some of your finer sandpapers to remove any of the liver of sulfur that's outside of your stamp, and then you'll have your stamp darkened and you'll be able to see it a little better. That's kind of pretty much the process of stamping. Like I say, it's not something that's really difficult. Just got to make sure that you have that stamp nice and upright, holding on firmly. Single blows, don't remove and try and replace. And yeah, was there any other questions, Pete?
Not at this stage, Penny, but I'll invite anyone, if they do have any comments or questions, just leave them in the relevant chat on the relevant social media, and we'll get back to them as soon as we can.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, a couple of great little tips there, especially the one about getting your letters to line up the right way up, because you'd hate to get to the end of writing Engelbert Humperdinck and found
absolutely
the K upside down. Yeah,
absolutely, yes. Yeah, so I'll just see if you can now. I don't know if you can see where I've done that enamel over the pineapple.
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
now it's a lot clearer using the enamel. Still got a little bit of cleaning up there to do, but that was just, I wanted to sort of see if I could get it so that you could see it. It definitely makes a difference. So some of the other stamps that you can get, I don't know that you'll be able to pick them up on the camera, but so that one is just like some hashing. So you can be stamping and make it look like woodwork, or you can make it have this one's kind of just got like a rippling effect. Okay. So if you want to give your background piece maybe like a rippled water effect. So it's not just a matter of images or lettering. Even this one is just a straight line. So that, say for instance, if you had cut out from sterling silver or any other piece of metal a really nice leaf image, and you wanted to give those kind of the veins or the lines on your leaf, then you would use maybe perhaps something like this. I'm just trying to think of any other kind of tips. The aluminium blanks that you can get are great for making really nice, easy, quick little cuffs, and you can get little blanks like this for rings as well, and that's where you would use that little gadget. But yeah, that's another really simple and effective way to make a really neat little piece of jewelry.
Oh, beautiful, Penny. So would you like to refocus the camera on you?
Yep.
There we go. Great to see you again. Oh, Penny, thank you so much for those tips today. I'm sure people will benefit from those. And yeah, and we look forward to seeing you and your tips sometime real soon in the future.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure, Penny. See you later, everybody.
Bye.